Hey everyone, it's Crystal. In today's video, I am going to show you guys how I've been making my homemade enamel dots. I know there's plenty of other videos out there on YouTube about this. This is not an original idea that I had thought of myself. I've actually seen, on YouTube, actually, is where I've seen a video on how to do this. So I figured, why not? I'll go ahead and make one as well for my subscribers and on my channel. And yeah, so I'm going to show you, first of all, some of mine that didn't turn out just right. I'm going to tell you guys, you know, you're going to want to experiment with this with your own oven and things like that. Because I have noticed that it's just an experiment, you know, it's just what works and what doesn't work. So here are some of my first ones, and they didn't turn out right. A whole bunch of them. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you some that actually did turn out really, really good. And then I'm going to show you guys with what I'm using them for. Or like, so. As you can see there, those are just some of the ones that I've actually made. And I'm just going to walk you guys through and show you how I do it. So what you're going to need, a list of your supplies, is, hold on. Okay, I probably should have had all this ready before I started the video. Okay, you're going to need some pony beads. And let me zoom in here a little bit. Okay. Well, that's a lot, but you'll be able to see. So you're going to need some pony beads. These ones here are the 7mm ones. I grabbed a couple different sizes. Okay, and then this package here is of some pony beads as well, and these are 3mm ones. It doesn't say it on the bag, that's the size, but I actually measured them. So these are 3mm ones, and they are, you know, quite a difference in size there. I also have a 9mm pony bead here, and these ones are translucent ones, which means you're going to be able to see through them. So they really don't make great enamel dots, but they are cool. It is a nice effect you get with these ones. And then the last thing, bead-wise, you can use is some perler beads, and they look like this. And all this stuff is really inexpensive, guys. This perler bead here, you get 2,000 pieces in it, and I think I paid like $4 at Packatans for this. And then the pony beads were like $1.50, $1.97, somewhere in that area. So they were really, really cheap. Okay, then what you're going to need is an oven, or in my case, I'm going to be using my toaster oven. And then the last thing is going to be some parchment paper. You can pick this up in your grocery store. I believe Joann's or Michael's, one of them, used to sell this in the baking section, like in a cake section. I don't know if they still do or not, but I pick mine up from Walmart, and it's usually in the section where the foil and wax paper and that is. That's where I usually find the parchment paper. And all it is just, it's so nothing sticks to your baking sheet, and it doesn't stick to this paper either. And I use this all the time actually when I'm baking. So that's why I have mine on hand. So that's what you're going to need. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to get my toaster oven set up and things like that, and we will move forward with the process. Okay, now that I have my toaster oven out and everything's ready to go with that, so yeah, I'm using my toaster oven. It was just an oven I picked up at Walmart. I got it on clearance for $10, and that's what I cook all my clay and everything like that, and anything that I'm crafting that needs baked gets baked in my toaster oven. So that's what I will be doing my beads in. So with my toaster oven, I get I got this pan that came with it. No, I don't like this pan, and I'm on a hunt for a small one that will fit in my toaster oven. And the reason I don't like this is because there is ridges in there. I wish, and even on the back you still see the ridges. I wish it was smooth, because then I think it would bake a lot better. But because of the ridges, I do have a problem baking with this one. But I do still use it. But what I really like to use is my wired rack, and then all I do is just put this in there and put my parchment paper on top, and then just do it that way. Okay, so that's what I use. And then for the parchment paper, when you go to pull it off the roll, it's going to want to not sit flat inside your pan. And I learned this trick a long time ago. My grandmother actually taught me it. I just make folds on all four corners like this, and this will help keep the paper. It almost looks like a box type deal thing going on here, but all the corners have a fold in them, and it just sits a lot easier, as you can see in the pan. It will sit a lot flatter, but as you start baking with it, it flattens out. So that's just a little tip for you guys. So, like I said, I've been experimenting with these all weekend, and what I came up with was the pony beads. All the pony beads, I cook between the temperature of 400 and 425, anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, and they seem to be just fine. The perler beads is something that I have not been able to perfect yet. I just keep getting all different kind of results with them. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to actually work with some of these perler beads. Wow. Way too much. Oh, okay. Anyways, you just want to be really careful, especially if you have pets around or little kids, that you don't leave these lay around, because they can choke on them. Your dogs can eat them. So, you know, that's just another little tip. But anyways, all I do is just put them on my pan here. And I tell you what, give me a minute here, and I'm going to zoom in here so you can see how they're setting up here. Okay. Okay, so when you put these beads down here, you don't want them laying down like that. You want them facing up, so the holes will be facing upwards. And, you know, just leave them spaced a little bit apart, so when they start melting that they don't combine with the other ones. Sorry guys, my big hand was just in your way everywhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these all situated here on the pan. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop it into my toaster oven, and I will show you guys, hopefully I'll be able to do like little clips where I'm showing you the process of them actually melting. Almost done. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay. Now I got the perler beads are inside my toaster oven. I'm going to go ahead here. I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. I'm going to go ahead here and shut the door. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on my toaster oven. Okay. So I'm going to try for 10 minutes here. And I will try to just pop in on here occasionally and show you guys the melting down process, so you can see there what they look like. The oven's starting to heat up, so we'll be back in a few seconds. Okay guys, these have been in here for about 5 minutes baking, and I apologize for the shakiness. It's just I'm not on a tripod. But as you can see here, some of those clear ones are already starting to melt down pretty decent, while some of the other ones really you know, really aren't melting down right now. So with the perler beads, I've found that I'm having a hard time with getting them to melt down pretty decent. I know other people has had really good luck with them, but for me, it's just I'm having a problem with them. So, like I said, it's been about 5 minutes, and we'll check back in, I don't know, 3 or 5 more minutes. Okay, they've been in here now for about 11 minutes. So they are starting to come down pretty flat. Try getting you a look up from that way. So that's what they look like now. Like I said, 11 minutes so far. So I'm just going to still leave them bake a little bit longer, and we'll check back in maybe another 5 more minutes, and I'll show you what they look like then. Okay, so these have been in here a total of 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out now. And the reason why is because I see some of them looks like they're starting to burn a little bit, discolor a little bit. But for the most part, most of them look like they're about done. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these out and leave them cool. And I think I might go ahead and try another type of bead here while I'm down here. So give me a minute here. Okay, I just got done pulling the perler beads out of the toaster oven, and while those are cooling, I decided to go ahead and just whip up another batch of beads. This time, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is do the 3mm pony beads. If you guys would like to see me melting the other ones, leave me know. They're the same concept though, but for demonstration purposes for this video, I did want to at least do the perler beads and the pony beads so you guys can see. So, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead here and get some of these beads out and get them arranged here onto my parchment paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop them into the toaster oven. While they're in the oven, I'll do the same thing as what I did with the perler beads. I'll just show you guys what they have look like as they start melting down. Now, I might be having better luck with these ones because they're not as tall as the perler beads. The perler beads are a lot taller, so that may be why I'm having better luck with the pony beads. To be honest with you though, I really don't have the time. Well, I have the time. I just don't have the patience to sit there and cut those perler beads in half. Though, maybe for this video, I might try that. So let me put the... And if you were using a regular size baking pan, oh my goodness, you could get hundreds of these things done, you know, in a few minutes. But like I said, just because I'm using a little toaster oven, it does take me a little while. So let me go ahead and pull out one of these perler beads. Let's pull the red one out. Let me see if I can cut it real quick. Okay. And I'll put right there and right here. So the two red ones on the end down here will be the perler bead. And we'll go ahead and pop it into the toaster oven and we will see what happens. Okay, the pony beads are in the oven, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that on, and you can see right here, oh you really can't, but I'll fix that flap right there, but you can see what they look like here on the sheet, and I'll go ahead and start the oven and check back in 5 minutes. Okay, so here's what they look like after they've been baking about 8 minutes. I forgot to do an update at 5, but they're almost about done. I'll probably leave them in here another minute, and then I'll be taking them out. Okay guys, now that we're back, these were the perler beads, that were melted. I'm going to try zooming in here a little bit more. Okay, I left these cook for 15 minutes at 425. And some of them started getting burnt looking. As you can see here with this one, it doesn't even want to come off. It's like burnt onto there. It's stuck onto there. There we go. But it does look like it started to burn. And of course, it's not going to focus. There we go. I know you probably can't really see that on camera too good, but there is a discoloration where it does starting to look brown. And I dropped it. I don't know where it went. Okay, so, but some of the other ones turned out pretty decent. Like this one here, I don't know if you're even going to be able to see that. Focus, there we go. Do you see how the hole in the center, where it's pushed down in that center right there? Like that doesn't look like an enamel dot to me. So like I wouldn't use that one. But some of them did melt down really good. This pink one here, I would definitely use that one. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That melted down perfectly. So I would definitely use that, and it does look like an enamel dot. So like I said, with the perler beads, I'm sometimes having luck and sometimes not having luck. It's really depending. Now, on to the 3mm pony beads. As you can see here, these melted down beautifully. They come off the parchment paper really easy, and they're all pretty much uniformed, you know. I mean, each color is melting at the same rate is what I want to say. So let me scoot these out of the way, and I'll show you the perler bead that I cut in half. I'll show you how that turned out. So here's how those turned out. Maybe if I might left them cook a little bit longer, they might turn out a lot better. But like I said, I'm having better luck with the pony beads rather than the perler beads. But I like the look of both of them. So what I want to show you guys now is a little comparison chart that I have done. And I have taken pictures of these, and I will stick this, a photo of this onto the end of this video. And then also I will include, I will try to do a blog post and include the link to the blog post underneath. Okay, so here what you're looking at is the 9mm pony bead. Here's what it starts out with, and there's what it looks like after it's done. And I just got a quarter here so you can see like the comparison to that. I'll have more pictures, still pictures after this video, and also onto my blog. So here's the 7mm pony bead. That's what it starts out with, and that's the end results. Here's the 3mm pony bead. Again, the original, and then after it's melted. And then the 3mm perler beads. And I said about 3mm because it's about the same size as that. After they melt down, they're about the same size. So there is your comparison for there, for these beads. I did take an Instagram picture, so this picture is on my Instagram. But I will get this video done, and I'll try to get the blog post done at the same time so you can see better pictures. So that is my little experiment with my making your own enamel dots. You know, the best advice I could give to anybody is to just try it, experiment with it with your own oven, and I'm sure the type of baking dish or pan you're using is going to make a difference with it as well. If it's thicker, if it's thinner, if it's a cheaper one or a better quality one, if it's metal or glass. So there's a lot of like variables that can go into making your own. But like I said, I would just try it. Just pick up 1 pack of beads if you want, $2, and give it a shot. If it works for you, $2 for a big bag of these beads versus what, $5, $4 or $5 for 30 to 60 already done enamel dots. So there's a big difference. But that's it, guys. If you guys have any questions, you can leave me comments below, or send me private messages, or email me, or anything like that. Instagram me, Facebook me, whichever you want to do. And I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. But that's it for now, and until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye. Oh, guys, before I go, I do have one other tip for you guys. Your parchment paper, you can keep reusing for a while. Just because you use it on one time, you don't mean, just don't use it once and throw it away. You can keep reusing it. These are some, I'll just show you some examples of some of my parchment paper. So some of it's burnt pretty bad, some of it's not. This is an example where you don't want to keep reusing it. See how really burnt that is? That's no good. You can throw that away and not use it. But you can definitely use these. I don't know. I think some of these might be my 3rd or 4th time baking on them. So it's just, a judgment call. Just keep an eye out for them. But like this one's starting to get to the point where it's not going to be able to be reusable. But you can keep reusing them. I forgot to mention that to you guys, because this stuff is not cheap. I mean, it's cheap, but I don't know. You can just keep reusing them. Alright, that's it. More still photos to follow. Thanks again, guys. Bye.